Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We are out here talking about hardwood and softwood cuttings, and the difference between those two is hardwood is a dormant cutting, softwood is a non-dormant cutting. So I want to share our methods for having a good success rate. We've got this brown turkey fig here, and it's got roots, it's got vegetation, and we did that all ourselves for absolutely free. No rooting hormones or compounds, no toxic chemicals involved in this process. Now, if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing to the channel. That's pretty much all we do here, so let's jump right into this. So any cuttings that do not enter our water, bubbling water, or aquaponics, they are going to be protected by our aloe vera. Now, aloe vera is an awesome all-natural rooting hormone along with willow water, and I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to talk about why we don't use any chemicals or compounds to achieve this process. This aloe has antifungal and antibacterial properties that allows our cutting to root naturally without being affected by bacteria and pathogens in the soil that are going to negate or eat the wood. Now, as these undifferentiated cells start to throw off roots and start to throw off vegetation, we want to protect them from those pathogens, from those bacteria, because they will start to rot your wood before it even has a chance to get going. Whenever you hear cuttings, you hear nodes. Now, nodes are not always the way to achieve roots or vegetation growth. A lot of plants have those undifferentiated cells contained within their skin, so they will just start to throw off roots wherever, kind of like tomatoes or basil. If you take a cutting, stick it in water, it will just throw massive amounts of roots off. Now, protecting those cuttings from the absolute beginning, as soon as you take that cutting, we stuck this in water, so we got a little aloe drip in there. So we are going to protect this hyssop almost immediately. As soon as we take our cuttings, we'll stick them in water to hold them till we're prepared at our station to be able to propagate these. Now, I have some hyssop here that are about a month old, and you can see they just got a ton of roots coming out the bottom of these already. You can see the root development on this hyssop. It started to throw off vegetation. It's got good root growth. Very, very successful. All of these, we have like a 99% success rate on our hyssop cuttings by using aloe vera. Now, using an all natural method like aloe or willow water is 100% better alternative than using the chemical compounds. Those chemical compounds are very toxic to us, and they're going to pollute our soil, pollute our water, whatever you're putting them in. If you breathe the dust in, it's very toxic. And those rooting compounds, the powdered compounds, are actually considered to be a pesticide by the agriculture department. Now, that kind of tells you how bad they really are for us. They are considered a pesticide. So as I was saying, as soon as we take that cutting, get it out of our water, we're going to protect it with aloe, and then we're going to stick it right into some soil, and then we're going to keep it moist, we're going to keep it cool, we're going to keep good ventilation on it, and we're most importantly going to keep it out of direct sunlight. I am under a shade cloth right now. Only 70% of the light is coming through here, which is about the max you really want for your cuttings, because any more than that and you're probably going to burn the cutting or overheat it before it has a chance to actually get started and throw those roots off. Now, this DIY willow water, this is pretty darn cool. I've been using this for a little while now, and I will take the tips of our willow and I will just kind of smash them all up with a pair of pliers and just kind of grind them up, and then we just stick them in water. You can see that this willow water is a little cloudy because the IBAs, the hydrobutyric acid, is pulled out of the skin, and that is what protects from the pathogens and bacteria, all the same as the aloe does. So whether you're using aloe, whether you're using willow, we have tons of willow, we've got tons of aloe. So either one of those is going to produce a very good success rate. Now, I see a lot of people saying and claiming that banana water, banana peel water, is going to produce crazy amounts of cuttings just like these two. Now, I'm going to say that is not going to be as true, because banana water contains all the nutrients for your plants to get going and to really flourish. They're going to feed an existing plant or root system, but they're not going to create roots. They're not going to allow root growth. They're not going to protect that cutting when it's in the process of dividing up those undifferentiated cells, whether it's deciding whether it wants to grow vegetation or whether it wants to grow roots. So here's an example of one of our hyssop cuttings that have been washed all the soil off, and it has decent root development, and they are not really coming from a node, they're just coming from the skin there, and it's thrown off decent vegetation growth also. So we've got a very good success rate on all of these, whether we're using willow water or whether we're using aloe. Now, those two methods are my go-to methods for an all-natural rooting hormone. They're completely non-toxic, they're completely free. As long as you have an aloe, any one of those 420 varieties should do. Any variety you can buy at the store or your local greenhouse is going to produce the same effects, and you're going to have a good pathogen resistance and bacteria resistance, fungi resistance. I wanted to share this with everybody because I don't want to see everybody using the toxic compounds, because no matter what you do, as soon as you open that cap, there's particles of it. You're breathing it in, it's just not good for you. Now, if anybody's got any questions on anything I covered today, this was just a quick fly through on how I'm getting very good success rates on all of my cuttings, whether it's figs, grapes, apple trees, all the like. All those woodier, hard, thick cuttings, they are going to have to be protected because you do not want them to rot. There is tons of pathogens and bacteria in the soil that just want to eat that wood up before it even has a chance to start growing. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this video and checking this one out. I just wanted to share this with everybody and get the information out there. So I'd like to thank all my subscribers for sticking around. I see 700 some of you have the notification bell on, so that is awesome, and hopefully you guys like this one. Thank you guys for watching.